Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, August 10th, and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today we have with us Taylor Phelan.
I'm here.
Take it away, man.
Search through the darkness to find you, and I've arranged for the moon to guide you from here on out. Stars will act as your night defense. The sun comes in when the evening ends, and while I journey through the closet where the monsters live, I swear that I'll be back again. Where will we go from here?
You're watching Audiotree Live, Taylor Phelan. That was awesome. Sounds
Thank you
really
so
good,
much, man.
No problem, no problem. And that recording of that song, is your daughter at the beginning of that? Or who is that? What is she
it's
saying?
my daughter. That was before she could talk, so she's not really saying anything.
Oh, okay.
But the guys seem to think that they hear Ice Cream Katy Perry, which is kind of a funny interpretation of,
that could be it too.
Babies talk.
Well, speaking of that, didn't you just have a newborn, correct?
She's doing December 15th.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. All right,
so
up here quick.
we're going to name her Amelia.
Oh, that's awesome.
And my family has a tradition of naming all the kids with the first letter being the same. So we named my first daughter Addison, and so then we were stuck with A's.
Yeah, you only have a few options now, right? Yeah. That's pretty cool. Is that having the daughter now and having, the one on the way, how does that affect as far as your touring, the music in general, maybe your writing? Does that have a lot to do with any of that?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has its own, complications and difficulties in that. But I think there's a countless number of really great artists who've been able to do it, and I think it's just getting creative and you know, making sure that your family doesn't fall into second place. And
yeah, for sure.
you know, and my wife is really supportive. She's the reason why I got back into playing music. So she's really supportive of me doing this. And I mean, the three of us are actually married, and so you know, we all have wives to consider and kids. So
well, sometimes I think also by those other artists that you mentioned that have been down that same path, I think sometimes it almost gives them more motivation in some ways, and more things to write about, more things to be inspired by. Does
because it matters. It totally matters. Like I'm not going to be away from home for nothing. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
then
everything that I do has to be that much more intentional and that much more important. You know?
Yeah.
So,
you got no time to waste, right?
Yeah. Right.
Well, speaking of that, you guys can roll on the next one.
Yeah. Awesome. Here we go. Let's do it.
In the valley there are bones of men. A lonely death covers the mountain where the bodies sat closing them in. A million lights up ahead, like fiery eyes on the devil's head. And we cried, mercy, mercy. In the face of what we both fear, I found the courage. I need to lose you in the fire down here. I can feel the arrows. In the face of what we both fear, and what's left to burn, to burn. I need to lose you while I'm holding you near, but I can feel your bones shaking. In Mojave there are shallow graves. A wolf led demons to the garden where the shadows stay darkened for days. A million miles stretch of sand. The devil came hungry for a second hand, and he took his plenty. In the face of what we both fear, I found the courage. I need to lose you in the fire down here, but I can feel the arrows. In the face of what we both fear, and what's left to burn, to burn. I need to lose you while I'm holding you near, but I can feel your bones shaking. In the face of what we both fear, I found the courage. I need to lose you in the fire down here, but I can feel the arrows. In the face of what we both fear, and what's left to burn, to burn. I need to lose you while I'm holding you near, but I can feel your bones shaking.
Yeah.
Audiotree Live with Taylor Phelan. I saw online. I don't know if I saw you with one or maybe a picture of one, but a Walkman CD player, like somewhere on your. It might have been.
I came across. I was talking to my older sister. I've got a sister who's 7 years older than me, and we were just talking about old Walkmans. And so when I was releasing my first single, I took a picture of a Walkman that we had come across and that I actually used to have and posted online.
Okay, that's what it was. Because I was gonna ask you, like, because growing up, that was like a huge part of my childhood, is like burning mixtapes, finding new bands, and like giving CDs to friends with all these different artists on them. Is that something you as well did when you were younger? With
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was born in '88, so like late '90s was like prime time for CDs, and I remember I used to have, like this plastic shell case, and then I had I graduated to the big folder with all the sleeves,
Yeah, I would take them out. Like, I had long bus rides, so I would take them, like, sit them on my lap, and they would always skip. Like, I tried to get, like, the skip protection ones. It was, like, the worst.
Right, which is so funny because you just, like, plug in your headphones now and you go for a run or something with your iPhone. Good. You don't have that problem, but how did people used to run with their music?
They had to get, like,
possible?
I think they had, like, the special, like, anti-skip ones, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't there, like, 30-second ones? I didn't even know if they could other than that. But, yeah, did you find, like, a lot of music through that, like, through mixtapes, or is it more or less?
When I was a kid, we were talking about this the other day, actually, because Ryan is a product of R&B stuff, but I mean, when I was a kid, I was like all R&B,
Okay.
and my older sister, she was into like the '90s alternative and grunge rock stuff, but I was all R&B, and I thought I would probably forever be that way, and so I don't know, I still don't really listen to that much music for being a professional musician. I really just don't listen to that much. But I don't really know how I found music. I don't have the story of like my parents were like they listened to the Rolling Stones all the time, and and then that was just
inspired
like,
me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I totally
really
see. Yeah, that's okay. I just figured I'd have to bring up the Walkman because it's a classic.
Right. I was trying to convince people to add my music to their playlists.
Oh, playlists.
Their
Okay, yeah, they're modern day mixtapes, right? Yeah. Well, you guys can roll into that next one whenever you're ready.
This next one's Desire. Cool. Oh, that's so loud. That is all me, and it's very loud. There we go. That fixes it.
We felt alive in the desert. I drew a line from your heart. Still I thought we were tethered. In this city you've drifted apart. It's the will of the ghost light to lead the travelers astray. I'll keep you warm tonight, hold you close in the bed that we made. This time, I'll never let you go again. This time, on our journey towards the sunset, we built a family by the sea, where the land and the water met. We take a chance to listen for what we need. This time, I'll never let you go again. This time. This time, I'll never let you go again. This time,
watching Audiotree Live with Taylor Phelan. So I also heard you lived here in Chicago, right?
I did, yeah, like right down the street, actually.
That's so
Which
awesome.
is cool.
How long were you here for? Were you for a while?
I was here. I lived in Aurora for like a year and a half.
Okay.
And then I realized I'm from Texas, so when I moved to Aurora, I thought I was moving to Chicago.
Yeah.
Which now, after living here, it's like, that's way the heck out there.
Yeah.
But I thought I was moving to Chicago, and so I moved to Aurora, and I lived there for a year and a half, and I realized very quickly, this is not Chicago. So I decided to move downtown, and which is where I met Micah, actually, because we both lived downtown. You lived right down the street, too. What,
Yeah.
Division, just north of Division?
Yeah, just north of Division,
Right.
Western.
Yeah, so, I was here for, I think, 4 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
And is that kind of where you started developing? I know you were working on music before that, correct?
Yeah.
And then-
I was writing, and I had been in a couple of bands, like we were all in high school, I'm sure, you know, that were like, yeah, I was in a band, but I'm not going to tell you the name.
Yeah, I know exactly how that is, yeah.
So, I had worked on music for a while before, 5 or 6 years I'd been playing music.
Cool.
But Chicago is really where, like, it kind of developed for me. Like I said, I met Micah here, so we started, you know, a gig, a band here in Chicago, and that was like my first taste of like doing it professionally.
Yeah,
you know?
mhm,
Even
totally.
although looking back, it's like, yeah, we were.
Yeah, you're still kind of getting the hang of things.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what's it like now after like being gone for so long, having a family, doing this, and like being a part of The Voice, and coming back here? Is it like a total like world difference? Like seeing old faces? Is it like?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I love visiting. I love Chicago, and there's always going to be like a place in my heart for Chicago. And honestly, it feels like it was home for a pretty big season of my life, and so you know, there's a lot of memories and a lot of things like that developed here. I had my daughter here. I met my wife here.
Okay, that's what I was
you know,
gonna
I
ask
started
next, yeah.
I started a band here that was really my introduction to, you know, being able to do this, you know, as a profession. So coming back is always awesome, and I love visiting, and I miss it. I don't necessarily want to move back, but
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. Is there any spots in particular like you have to hit up when you come here, like restaurants or anything like that? Or?
yeah, I mean it's the big ones that everybody kind of. I mean, I gotta get like Italian beef. I gotta get a combo from Portillo's every time I come. You know, I'm not a huge fan of deep dish.
Yeah.
So I usually skip that. But
Yeah, just stick with the New York style.
Yeah, right.
All right. That works. Yeah, you guys can roll in those too, that group
Cool.
if you want.
What's our time looking like? Do we have time for
Oh,
three more?
Oh, yeah, you guys
By your
got
side?
time.
Let's do by your side, huh?
Yeah, that'll work.
I'm trying to tune down, but I don't tune down with this one. All right, let's do it.
Listen towards the brightest light, with a fire burning in your eyes. Feel your breath and heartbeat tonight. Find the light when the end is near, but your fight isn't finished here. So turn back and don't give in to fear. Take a breath of your hurry now, you can't stop time anymore. Will you run or fight when the battle's at your door? I can hear the sound of thunder, the pain of your battle cry. I can feel the pound of your war drums. Because the flag's not white, there's still fire in your lungs tonight. Oh, I'm by your side until the end of time. Come on! Death awaits, but there's only one. We'll all answer when our time comes. And so we pray for grace and love while you enter through no man's land. I'll be there just to hold your hand. So don't give in to the weakness of man. You can't rest, the light is near. Don't look back, don't run in fear anymore. Darling, I'm right here. This life is war. I can hear the sound of thunder, the beginning of battle cry. I can feel the pound of your war drum. Because the fight's not wide, there's still fire in your lungs tonight. Oh, I'm by your side until the end of time. Take a breath, you're alive. Hurry now, you can't stop time anymore. Will you run or fight when the battle's at your door? I can hear the sound of thunder, beginning your battle cry. I can feel the pound of your war drum. I can feel the sound of thunder, beginning your battle cry. I can feel the pound of your war drum. 'Cause the fight's not wide, there's still fire in your lungs tonight. Oh, I'm by your side until the end of time. I'm by your side until the end of an ordinary soul on a one-way road. What am I fighting for? Everything points to the building of a throne, a monument to fool's gold. I open the door to the world at war, and our houses that falling down. Is there no way back? Am I too late now? What can I do to get me out? It's a long way down. Gotta break my bones, won't lie in the middle of this wasted town. Oh, it'll pick you up, but there's one way out. It gets easier the more you've got to lose. But it's a long way down, a long way down, a long way down. The walls are down and the curtains are torn. Where my life once stood, I can trace each step through the moments I missed, and the ones I never thought it would. My world came just when I made it. Whoa, and I now know what I gave up. Whoa, it's a long way down. Gotta break my bones, won't lie in the middle of this wasted town. Oh, it'll pick you up, but there's one way out. It's easier, more you've got to
watching Audiotree Live with Taylor Phelan. So now all of those songs were recorded at a place called The Chapel, correct? Is that right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was looking at that
Nashville.
place and I was checking it out online, and it looks like super kind of creepy and like haunting in a way. It's like, what was it like
I hope
there?
Niles is watching this.
What was it like there, like recording it? It looks like it'd be an
It's
experience.
awesome.
Yeah?
It was so great. I've honestly never had a better recording experience, and it's really weird and a very kind of long and intricate story how it all worked out. But essentially, Josh Swornick here introduced me to a buddy of his that he had grown up with in Arizona, who was a producer in Nashville, and I had been recording, like demoing some songs in Dallas, and I was just like, I don't know if this is it. Like I wasn't totally like, I didn't feel like I was thriving with the producer I was working with, and so Josh Swornick was like, dude, I got this guy in Nashville. I know this guy. He's freaking awesome. So made it like a quick decision to move the whole project to Nashville, and it really couldn't have been more organic and perfect. So by the end of it, we're stuck with like, oh crap, when's the next time we can come in and finish recording this record?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I just had a record drop out. You can come back in 2 weeks. And I was like, let's book it. But I didn't have any material written.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I went home for the next 2 weeks, and I'm like scrambling, trying to write the rest of it and try to brainstorm and co-write with people. And in my opinion, honestly, the better half of the record was written in those 2
Really?
weeks.
And then, like,
It was
pressure
just
time.
it couldn't have been more perfect. But
That's great. Do you think like going to that place and having that, like it was like an old church, right? Or is it something like that?
well,
Or
it's
is it-
actually like, if you look at it from the outside, it's like a shed. It's like a garage.
I totally, the
But
inside's so
inside,
deceiving. Like it just looks.
is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
amazing. You walk up on it and it's like, oh crap, what did we just get ourselves into? And you go inside, it's like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
It feels
You're stuck in a Gothic cathedral.
Right.
Yeah,
To get
that's
in
that's
there,
what it
yeah.
kind of seemed. It seemed pretty cool. Do you think that kind of vibe had an effect on the sound as well? Like as you
Totally.
were like, okay,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, there's no light in there. There's no windows. There's so we were just locked in there all day. And I mean, like we had some really brilliant people come in and contribute to the record.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I think that's a huge part of it. I couldn't have like created what the record is on my own. I'm super proud of it. But Josh and Micah both played, and then we had some other friends come in, and Niles just made the right connections. So the guys, actually, I think the guys from Colony House have done a couple Audiotree sessions, but they played on the record.
okay, yeah, I think I saw that online.
And so it was just like they're brilliant, and it was a really just a pleasure to have everyone involved that was involved. So
well, that's cool. It's
It was
good.
great.
It's awesome that a last minute decision ended up being a
Yeah.
great one. So
honestly, the best decision I made all last year.
that's great. Well, the record sounds great, man. Well, on that note, you guys can roll into
Thank
that
you
last
so
one.
much, man.
Yeah, no problem.
I've sailed across the ocean, and I've spent many nights alone. I've wrestled with the monsters whenever I was alone. And my head was all but empty, my eyes were all but clear. Wandering is tempting, you're the reason I'm here. So when you move, we'll move together. Forever you, I got something to hold on to. And when the storm comes and we hide from the weather, you hold my heart together. You hold my heart together. And all the days have gotten longer, the nights have gotten thin. The west became a mountain, and the ship was taking water in. The sea carried me farther, now I could barely breathe. My message rang out over open water, and somehow you rescued me. When you move, we'll move together. Forever you, I got something to hold on to. When the storm comes and we hide from the heart together. You hold my heart together. It's what you wanted in a savior. It's what you wanted in your wasted love. What you wanted in a heart to hold. And knowing you as a home. Hold my heart together.
You're watching Audiotree Live with Taylor Phelan. That was great, guys. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having us.
No problem. All these songs that they just played, you can check on their new album that just came out called Where the Ocean Shallows. Make sure you pick that up. Also, they'll be on tour in the fall, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're scheduling dates along the West Coast and through the Midwest in October.
Perfect. So go out and see them. Make sure you check them out live because it's really good, as you can tell. Also, I want to thank the lighting and camera crew, the engineers, and everyone here at Audiotree that makes this all happen, which is great. And if you want to help support us and the band, you can download the session when it comes out in a few weeks. Until then, we'll see you next time.
Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap.